There's a video online about Jeff Seid and Alon Gabbay having a wrestling match. While this was obviously a competition between friends, it was nonetheless a competition, which means it created a loser and a winner in the end. And it's a prime example of how people act when facing a competition and dealing with the two possible outcomes. This knowledge helps you diffuse critical situations, understand humans better, and therefore in the end help you unleash your true potential.
What are you doing?
The whole video starts with Alon Gabbay walking to Jeff Seid. Both are bodybuilding athletes and most likely are using illegal substances on top of that, which means both of these two guys pay a lot of value and even earn their living based off on their athleticism. On top of that, we all need to know that physical strength, be it by showcasing an aesthetic physique or actual combat, is considered attractive for the opposite sex. And as creating offspring can be considered the main purpose of life, winning a competition, even if friendly, can be crucial. While this can be considered a fun brawl in 2018, 10,000 of years ago the only female in the group, there truly weren't that many, could have watched it and unconsciously decided that the winner was a better fit for the offspring, leaving the loser of this small competition with no children, which can create unconscious resentment and danger. That's how it worked over millions of years. Men either had 2 children or none. While we've definitely evolved our thinking since then, our genome is mostly the same. That's why winning feels great and losing hurts a lot. Blame the social system, women, and sexual selection. While being a couple of years younger than Alon, Jeff Seid was wrestling for most of his younger life. So Jeff absolutely knows that he got superior fighting skills. Nonetheless, you can see Alon being the one walking cocky, grunting and saying stuff like, "I'll kill him, my friends."
Kill him. Let's go!
Part of that is Alon's nature, but it's also a way to intimidate an opponent. If you intimidate an opponent enough, he will not start a fight with you, so there's no risk of physical injury to your organism, while you reap all the rewards. You can see Alon making himself big and exposing his chest area, which basically uses the tactic of intimidation and showing that he's not afraid of getting hurt. While Jeff Seid uses a fighting stance, covering his vulnerable area, which is the chest, and making himself ready for an attack. This fighting stance, by the way, has evolved far back in our great ancestors, having 4 legs, ducking all the way down to avoid getting hurt on the sensitive areas. You can also still see this in our defensive reflex nowadays. We automatically move our head forward to prevent injury on our chest and belly area, which is the most vulnerable. Imagine if Jeff Seid would have backed down at that moment. Alon would look like the cool guy. This tactic of bluffing has evolved in humans, as when it worked, it was extremely beneficial for the one using it, as again, there's the possibility of a ton of rewards with 0 tolls. The problem is just that it doesn't work all the time, as we've seen with this video. Within 3 seconds, Alon, in a real life scenario, could have been heavily injured. Now the funny thing is, you see how Alon's reaction changed after the first quote-unquote defeat. He takes it more serious, stopped bluffing and applies the same tactic as Jeff Seid. He even applies some sort of a fighting stance. But after, when he's down on the ground, he uses intimidation tactics again and screams, "Let's go!"
Let's go!
Again, to no avail. While his wrestling skills prove to be far inferior to Jeff's, he resorts to slight punching. When Jeff is punching back, he makes fun of the behavior, while he's the one that started it.
Watching, huh?
Now the action that made me do this breakdown is Alon's in the end. Even though he asks to get helped up by Jeff, he then starts to push him back and tells the following words to the camera.
Fucking 20 years old.
In the end, for 1 second, you see him playing with the jewelry, which is usually behavior displayed under stress, while Jeff walks away with his chest out, the behavior of a winner and a loser. I completely understand this was a long time ago and a friendly brawl of friends, but we still have to understand that this is a competition. There's the winner and the loser and the actions associated with it, and thousands of years ago this had lofty consequences. The main takeaway for you is that 1. Realize that even though competition is friendly, it can go out of hand quick. especially if it's physical and the people involved put a lot of value on their athleticism. A calculus competition with math nerds will naturally not go as fast out of hand as one with juiced up bodybuilders. Plus there are countless of videos of sparring fights getting crazy. Number 2. Be aware of the subtle actions of a person, like a sudden out of the norm behavior, like a punch, changing of the fight stance and restarting of intimidation tactics.
Let's go!
It's an indicator that the person is extremely uncomfortable, yes, even in a friendly situation. If you're the winner, it's time to step back and de-escalate the situation. If you like this video and want to know more about fitness, nutrition, mindset and health, and how these things can help you get the most out of your life, subscribe to this channel.